You're welcome to this edition of Majalisah. In the last few weeks, Nigeria has been having very interesting developments. The death of former President Muhammadu Buhari. And just before he died, the vice president had gone to a public function, a book launch, where he kind of criticized the state of emergency and suspension by the government, and the national chairman of the APC resigned unexpectedly. And of course, people started believing that the APC as well has started going into crisis the way PDP has been involved in some crisis. With us this evening to discuss the political developments in Nigeria is a political economist, a frontline youth leader in the Middle Belt, as well as an activist of the People's Democratic Party. He's a political economist, Ms. Dr. Adakole Ijogi. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Now, what sense do you make of the happenings in Nigeria's political space in the last 2 weeks? A lot of things have happened, especially with your party, the People's Democratic Party. Several frontline members of the party, including former Senate presidents, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, and former Vice President, have left the People's Democratic Party. Do you think that the PDP still has a chance in Nigeria's politics?
Well, thank you for that question. And without shadow of a doubt, I think that the People's Democratic Party is the only serious legacy party in Nigeria. And yes, we've had a few people leaving the party, and rightly so, is their own choice, their own opinion. And it is a political choice of theirs. But I tell you this, as someone who has been in the People's Democratic Party since the day of its formation in 1998, the People's Democratic Party has built in some strong mechanisms from the grassroots. When I'm talking grassroots, I'm talking from the polling unit level down to the top. Now, one of the problems that we're having within the party is the fact that we don't have a clear leadership direction. PDP was formed around a president, because when the party was formed in 1990, had a president, President Olusegun, or former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who directed the affairs of the party. After Obasanjo came in, President Yar'Adua, after Yar'Adua, President Goodluck. So the PDP is used to that kind of leadership arrangement. Since 2015, we have not had a sitting president. Hence, the different silos or different pockets of camps of leaders. Now, with regards to the people that have decamped or the governors that have left, I would like to say this, that political leadership is different from the party itself. People say the PDP is gone, the PDP is weak. I don't think so. Politicians express themselves because they are in line with their political ambitions or in line with their political realities. I give you this. Delta State is essentially PDP. Essentially. I mean, I usually make this analogy. I usually say this analogy that in the 2023 elections in Delta State in Nigeria, Delta had a sitting governor, the running mate to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Okowa. He was the sitting governor of Delta State. He was the vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in that 2023 election. Yet in the presidential election, Okowa could not deliver Delta State to PDP. Peter Obi won in Delta State. So it is when these politicians do this, their political brickmanships, don't join issues with them. They have a choice. They have a right to express themselves. And I can tell you this, that you have the structure of leadership is different. When you have political leadership, the ones that have left the party, the governor, commissioners, House of Assembly members, National Assembly members, that's all political leadership. The party is still intact. We still have our party chairman, our party secretary, we have followership. We still have followership down to the grassroots. And with regards to the former Senate President, David Mark, my boss, and those others that left and to join the ADC, I would rather say it's unfortunate. I would rather they have stayed, because as leaders, when your house is burning, you don't run away from your house and leave your valuables inside your house because the house is burning. You put out the fire. But if he feels that the PDP is not a platform for him to express his political realities, Well, we wish them well. We wish all of them well. We're not begrudging anybody. I want to assure Nigerians that the People's Democratic Party is not dead, is alive. Like I said, it is recalibrating because we're weeding off. One of my last interviews, I was saying to people, I said, look, it got up to the point where you'll be talking to members of your party that you agree on specific strategy, specific arrangements with, and then they will turn around and do the complete opposite thing from what you agreed on. I say, even among thieves, there's a level of honor amongst thieves. So it's better that those of them who have not shared the same ideology or shared the same journey or expression or direction with us, they have gone to other places where they can express themselves. Now we know, those of us who are still remaining in the PDP, we know that we are irredentist PDP members. As we're talking to you, we know we're agreeing on the same strategy. And sir, it is not about the next election. It's not always about the next election. I know as politicians, we always think about the next election cycle. But I think that with the way the PDP has deteriorated over the years because of lack of party discipline, rewarding people that have contributed in wrecking the party. Hence, you cannot even caution anybody that is going off books or going against the constitution of the party because the PDP has in itself undermined itself. Like I said, PDP has never lost any election. It is PDP versus PDP. The one that removed President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015 was an inside job.
The same thing you will say for the PDP's loss of the 2023 elections. The same way that in 2015, some people said, Vice President Atiku Abubakar and some people said it was a turn of the North. The same vein in 2023, when Nyesom Wike and others said it was a turn of the South. Now, it does appear, therefore, that PDP, contrary to the way a political party should behave, is unable to put its house together.
Well, we have started. The thing about the internal strife within the People's Democratic Party is that you just have to be very careful because of the so many wrong things that the party has done over the years and in recent times. So we are mindful of all those political landmines, all those legal tussles, like the struggling the issue of the national secretary or the issue of the national chairman, the acting national chairman. And we are saying as irredentist PDP members that let us just calm down. Let us calm down and allow the storm to settle because we will have to go and organize a proper convention. And to do that, we have to constitute NEC, go to a convention and elect new party leaders. The present party leaders, their tenure will expire in November. So we have started the rebuilding process. I can confirm to you that the PDP is going in for a very high profile stakeholders consultative conference next week. There we want to meet in a joyous occasion. Those of us who are around, invited critical stakeholders, meet in a joyous environment, share our ideas on building consensus and agree that we have to do the needful with regards to rebuilding our party because the PDP is recalibrating. And it was the wisdom of the founding fathers of the party, those of them who are alive, that is in their instance that this meeting is called. And then after that, we now go for NEC and resolve a few issues about zoning of political party offices and all of that. I mean, it's a simple, want to do it now without some retired general somewhere telling the People's Democratic Party that this is the candidate that should. No, we don't want all of that now. We want to go in because it is People's Democratic Party. It was built on specific values and norms of.
Well, okay, let's move to other issues concerning Nigeria.
Okay.
Now, let's move to the issue of the economy of Nigeria. People are hungry in Nigeria, and it does appear that the government is at loss as to what it's supposed to do. And the PDP is not providing the type of opposition that will make government sit up. This is the complaint people have on the street.
Well, with regards to this current administration of President Bola Tinubu, in fact, let me even extend it up the APC in the last 10 years. I think it is rather unfortunate. As an economist, I will tell you this, that what the damage that the APC administration has done in the last 10 years to the Nigerian economy, it cannot be fixed in a term in 4 years or even in 8 years. You take from sector to sector. When you talk about, is it the value of the currency, the value of the Naira, the exchange rate? They met it at 197 in 2015. Look at where it is now, 1,510 Naira as at yesterday. Is it the unemployment rate, or is it what do you call it? The one that breaks my heart is the galloping inflation. And the funny part is that the wages, the income of Nigerians has remained static over time, and then we now have galloping hyperinflation, so that you can't even afford to feed. But to say that the PDP is not being a viral opposition is not actually true. I would rather say that it is not as antagonistic or how did I used to describe Lai Mohammed when they were in opposition before they came into government in 2015. We the people in the People's Democratic Party, we have been in government, so we know how government is run. So we cannot engage a sitting government
but
as
the
if
PDP
we don't
has
understand
not brought out any alternative programs.
intricacies of government. Yeah, we actually, I can confirm to you because I am in the committee, the select few of committee. We're working on a new manifesto. Remember, this is a season for governance. It's not for politicking. We definitely have alternative solutions to what the APC is doing, but we are waiting until the campaign season, until INEC blows the whistle. Then we'll now come out to say, okay, on the issue of the economy, we are going to do X, Y, Z. Your recent tax bill that you pass, these are the flaws. This is how we're going to do it better. But right now, allowing them to govern only where the thing gets too much, like in the issue of nepotism that you have. Everything around this country, all the appointments, 78 to 80% of the appointment is to one section of the country. And I think that is unfair. We have legacies that the PDP built in 16 years. In 10 years, this APC administration has taken, like I usually say, they turned a crisis that we had into a catastrophe. The Nigerian economy is such a state. The Nigerian life, the level of unemployment, you have youth employment, 48 million Nigerian youths are unemployed. That's close to the population of Ghana. I mean, you are talking about people who are willing and able to work but can't find work. So it comes to the economy. I think that this APC administration has dealt Nigeria a very bad hand. And unfortunately, all of this is not caused by President Bola Tinubu. Of course, he contributed. Part of the things that he inherited a bad economy, but he made it worse. Sir, you cannot float the Naira, remove fuel subsidy, and what's the other policy that they did, and not expect the Naira to crash, the economy to come crashing. I have a different view when it comes to removal of subsidy. Remove the fuel subsidy, yes, because we can't be spending that almost 1.4 trillion naira to subsidize petrol. But I say it is how to remove it is the issue. You know that NNPC, as at that time, said that Nigeria consumes 80 million liters a day. You and I know that is false because most of that goes to Southern Cameroon, goes to Benin Republic, Togo, and all of that. So why not seal the borders and ensure that our subsidized petrol that we pay a premium on does not float into other economies? And then we now know actually how much Nigeria consumes. I bet you Nigeria doesn't consume up to 30 million liters. I think it's in the region of 22 million liters daily. Then we now know how much exactly we're paying for subsidy, and then clean up the corruption and the inefficiency that you have in that sector. Then we now know how much it is, whether the government can bear it. But to just dump the whole thing on Nigerians because of your lack of imagination, and then you announce it on Eagle Square that subsidy is gone without having an economic team in place. As I speak to you, the APC administration of Bola Tinubu doesn't even have an economic blueprint. They don't know what they're doing. They just wake up one morning, change the national anthem. Next morning, change this one. Next one, change this, change that. I mean, this knee-jerk, you don't run economies like that. You don't do that. Economies must be run with a plan. You must have a plan. You must know the policy, the cause and effects, the duration, the pitfalls of that policy, and the implementing agencies. This is how you run government. You don't run government by wishy-washing your way through. You don't. So Nigerians are paying the price of it. If you go to the streets, Nigerians are happy with the People's Democratic Party. In fact, if you go to the northern part of this country, there's this in the local palace. Everybody is begging for PDP to come back, especially in President Goodluck Jonathan. They are apologizing to us to say that they didn't know. So the People's Democratic Party is recalibrating. We are going to come back. And for some of us who are irredentist PDP members, who are young people coming through the ranks, we're not looking at 2027. We want to build a strong party. Yes, we're going to be participating in the 2027 election. We're not joining any coalition. But at the same time, we are trying to recruit younger people who are coming through the ranks, encourage them to join the political process. I usually give this example. I say when a table is dirty, you don't carry a dirty rag to clean it, to make the table clean. You take a clean rag to clean the dirty table, for the table to be clean. So young people who are not interested in politics should join us in politics. I'm not originally a politician. I came in from the development sector because Politics is too important and governance for you to leave to just politicians who are mostly jobless and don't have a second address. So I think that we need to.
Well, let me ask you something. President
Yes.
Bola Tinubu and his team are saying, contrary to what you are saying, that the economy has turned a corner. We are about to see better things happening in the economy, contrary to what you are saying.
Now, you see, the beauty about the economy and economics is that we deal in numbers. So look at the numbers. What are the numbers saying? You inherited an economy that was Africa's largest, 528 billion US dollars. Now the Nigerian economy is less than 200 billion US dollars. It's actually 199.6 billion US dollars as at 2024. From what you inherited, over 500 billion US dollars GDP size. That's what I'm talking about. That's what happened. The APC administration has created what I call an economic contradiction. In 2015, Nigeria was the largest economy in Africa, GDP size. And when the APC came in, they so devalued the Nigerian economy that the Nigerian currency, the Naira, is not in the top 10 currencies in Africa. Can you beat that? That even safer, these francophone countries that their money, the money is even stronger. Their currency is stronger than the Naira. That is because of the way they have mismanaged the economy. Now, are you talking about the unemployment figures and the unemployment rate? Are you talking about the inflation rate? Are you talking about growth rate? Since they came in 2015, the GDP growth rate has never gone beyond, the highest they have gone is 3%. The PDP peaked at one time at 15, in 2006, we peaked at 15% growth rate. And we kept it averagely 7% from 1999 to 2015, averagely. In 2006, we peaked it at 15%. This APC administration has run the economy down 2 recessions, negative growth. So what are they? Is it insecurity? I can go on and on and on. These are the figures. Is it in agriculture? Is it in food production? The only thing positive that they have been able to maintain, as in with regards to the economy, is the balance sheet. That's the only thing that they have in 2024 that is of positive significance to the Nigerian economy. The rest are all in the negative. So I don't think, and then when we talk about the economy, for instance, I like to juxtapose that to the value of the Nigerian lives. I have made this point, this position severally, that economic thinking should drive political processes and not political process driving economic thinking. That is about the economy. It's about our livelihood. Our livelihood matters. The reason and purpose for every government is the welfare of the citizen, is the security and welfare of the citizen, good governance. So I think that this APC administration need to do more before the PDP takes over. Let them not worsen the situation. They just need to match brakes on all these things that they are doing, because at the rate at which they are going, we might not have an economy to meet if they continue this way that they are going, because it is one bad policy after the other, one wrong policy after the other. And they keep making more mistakes upon mistakes. And I'll give them this. I particularly, for one, as Adakole Ijogi, now not as speaking for my party, the People's Democratic Party, I like the new fiscal policy bill, the new tax law. I think that is a very bold effort. I think it is something that has the capacity to change change the fiscal side of things, because you have the monetary policy side and the fiscal policy side of it. I hope that they have the necessary dexterity to push it. This is not politics now, because this is about governance. So I will concede that to them. But I just hope that the small flaws that we identified in that tax reform bill will be corrected before the bill takes off in January 2026.
Well, as we run up, I want to go back to politics. Now, the problem that you have in your party is that some of your prominent party leaders, including the party leader in your home state of Benue, has already pledged the loyalty of the party to the PDP, to the APC presidential candidate, President Bola Tinubu. Does this not contradict you? Will people not look at you as just trying to be there to help? What you are doing is just efforts to help President Bola Tinubu win the next election.
No, sorry. I think I listened to that interview. You were talking, if it's the interview given by a very strong member of our party, Samuel Ortom, His Excellency former Governor Samuel Ortom. I listened to that interview. He just said that you only support a presidential candidate from the South. And that's what he was saying since 2023. That is the tone of the South. So I think that when we understand the matrix when it comes to the PDP and those 5 governors, including five former governors, including the FCT minister, former governor Yeso Wike, and their stand. The reason for their dissent has left the party. That's why I say the PDP is recalibrating, is rebuilding. There's no need for them to be shouting out in the rain. So it is for us now to come together and rebuild the party from scratch and put the correct people in place so that the party can start, winning election. Like I said, the PDP is a legacy party. The APC is not a political party. The APC is a conglomeration of organization that came to grab power. That is why they're still grappling with all these small things. You say there's this block in the APC, there's CPC, there's ACN, there's CPC. No. In the PDP, it's not like the PDP is one. And we have our structure down to the world level. So I think, and I would like to also put this on tape, that the PDP is certainly going to present a presidential candidate from the South. Some of us supported that movement in 2023, and we have not changed. The People's Democratic Party will cede its presidential ticket to Southern Nigeria. Whoever the person is in the South who is interested that comes and wins the party ticket, so be it. But we will not leave it open like we did in 2023. All that mago they did in 2023 when he was the chairman. You set up a committee for, for zoning. And then while the committee is still meeting and they have not submitted their report, you open the sale of forms. I think, no. We have gone past all of those mistakes. We have learned our lessons. I will say to Nigerians, the PDP have learned their lessons. We have learned our lessons, and we're going to do the right thing now. We will obey the party constitution and we will move forward. The PDP is not going to support any President Bola Tinubu. Why? With everything that the president is, the current president and the APC have done in the last 10 years? No, we can't do that to Nigerians. We will present a credible candidate for Nigerians to decide in 2027.
In the last few minutes, we've been speaking to a middle belt activist, political economist, Adakole Ijogi. You are welcome